Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I was having a discussion with one of our viewers about helicopter money. Okay, and what is helicopter money, and what is it? Are the effects of helicopter money on the economy? So if you're not familiar with helicopter money is, I guess in its basic term, would be when the Federal Reserve prints up money and just hands it out. They don't purchase bonds. They don't go and purchase mortgage-backed securities. They don't find assets to purchase. They just print up money and inject it right into the system, right? Literally send it into our bank account. So one day all of a sudden we just have more money in our accounts. Now, the question I don't think is whether or not this will stimulate the economy. I mean, there's very little doubt in my mind that injecting money into everybody's bank accounts would stimulate the economy. I mean, you give me, my neighbors, my friends, my family all $1,000, and I'm guarantee you the next couple of weeks is going to be a really good time. But what ends up happening from all this helicopter money? What is it that the Federal Reserve is attempting to do by even giving out all this money? Right? What they are attempting to do is jumpstart the economy. They want to jumpstart money velocity. They want to get inflation rolling. Now, you can look back to the Bush administration, because there was a stimulus package that came out right in 2008 to try and get the economy rolling again. And they did this through a bunch of tax cuts and deficit spendings and different things like that. But they ended up sending every taxpayer a check, right? And married couples got $1,200 and $300 for their kids, and single people got $600. And everybody got a check from the government. And it's funny because when I go back and I ask people about that, I was like, hey, what'd you do with your stimulus check? And nobody remembers getting the stimulus check from the Bush administration. Even though all the taxpayers got one, but very few people actually remember getting that stimulus check. But then you ask them, do you remember when you were paying $5 a gallon for gasoline? And they all remember that. They do remember 12 years ago, paying $5 a gallon for gasoline, but nobody remembers getting the stimulus check. It's because that stimulus check ended up going to pay for all that gasoline. The oil prices went off the charts. And now I remember I was working on a job site where we didn't have power running to the place. They hadn't got the temporary power in. And the guy that I was framing with at the time, we had to use a generator. And we were putting 5 gallons of gasoline twice a day into this generator in order to continue to work. And I thought to myself, are we really, between me and this guy, are we really putting $50 a day in fuel just to work? And that was the case. So all that stimulus that came out that was supposed to go out and go to restaurants and buy new things, go and hang out on vacations, just go and stimulate the economy with, ended up going to pay for fuel, because the price of a gallon of gasoline went to $5 during that time. And that's exactly what would end up happening is if you distributed a bunch of money willy-nilly to every single taxpayer, when they go off to start spending that into the economy, they don't think about how hard they had to work for that $1,000. They just want to go and buy something they really like, right? Just go off and enjoy yourself. Go and, spend it on, whatever. Now, I assure you that most people will not pay off debt or try and invest that money. It will go to drugs, alcohol, or partying, or hanging out somewhere, or just buying some really fancy toy. But most people will not take advantage of that situation by paying off debt or saving it for the future. Most people would just blow it. And that's exactly what they want people to do with this helicopter money. They just want to go and stimulate the economy. So, sounds good, except for all these people who are on a fixed income. All right. All of a sudden, they're used to, having this gradual increase in inflation. And all of a sudden, they get nailed with, $5 a gallon gasoline. They can't afford to live anymore. They're on a fixed income. So it's very damaging to a lot of people who, especially these fixed incomes. And then it's also damaging in the sense that, once this wears off, what do? You're going to be right back in the same place. So you can, do the helicopter drop again. But every time you do this, the currency gets weaker and weaker. And it takes you that much more work to try and buy the things that you need, right? It's not like helicopter money increases your wages. It just increases the price of goods and services out there. Uneducated Economist. We'll talk to you later.